praises to the Lord. Akim on one accord, cutting heathens up with the sword. Prayer mother 144, feasting on him, it's a smorgasbord. Yahweh power, Lord of war, wake our people up more and more. When we aim, we only shoot to score.
All praises to the Lord. Akim on one accord, cutting heathens up with the sword. Prayer mother 144, feasting on him, it's a smorgasbord. Yahweh power, Lord of war, wake
They
our
gave
people.
them bad advice, and that just further split our kingdom. Hey, what's up, bro? You ever heard the black people were the true Jews of the Bible? Jesus was a black man. You ever heard all that before? Have you seen it in the Bible though?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Certain scriptures that describe
Yeah.
skin tone color.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. That's what we're referring
All
to.
praises.
So you know that the so-called African American man would descend from the tribe of Judah. Have you heard anything about the 12 tribes of Israel?
Of course.
Yeah, you've heard all that before?
Yeah.
So, seeing that you know the information, did that ever compel you to want to take that step forward and reclaim what is truly yours in this Bible?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you study? Do you watch Israelite videos? Have you?
Well, as of recently, the last week, my father been putting me on to this, so I've been reading a lot of
really?
books. God's, what is it called? Earth and God's 5%ers. So I've been really getting to that.
There's some truth in that, but if you go on YouTube and you just type in Israelite videos, bro, bunch of camps who come out just teaching and breaking down these scriptures how they're meant to be broken down. Because a lot of our people, when we see this Bible, we think of Christianity, right? We think of Catholicism, we think of a religion, but the Bible doesn't hold a religion in it. The Bible is a compilation of manuscripts, right, and the histories of a people, the people of Israel, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? And there's no religion attached to this Bible. People later on took our records and they started ascribing religions to it, right? And they started, involving pagan rituals and customs, and that's really how we get what we see now as Christianity, as Catholicism, as these churches that line our blocks and everything, right? But that's not what the Bible is about. But our people will pack those church houses and they won't learn a thing in them. The pastor won't even read scriptures, right? He might read John 3:16, they'll do a little dance, right? Pass around the collection plate, but they're not learning anything from the Bible. They're not learning their true identity, right? Shouldn't that be, if you're a church, right, and your main occupation as a pastor is to preach the gospel and preach the Bible, shouldn't you think you should be bringing out a lot more scriptures than just John and 3:16?
Well, and another thing is just right, just like the church what the brother is going to, even the 5% nation, they only know 5% of the truth any goddamn way, right? You need 100% truth. Know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect, you know what I'm saying, to your father or anything, but you know what I'm saying, just like we got the Black Panthers, right? We got our elders, they, you know what I'm saying, they got a little bit of something and they try to pass it on to them, but you know, the 5% nation been around for I don't know how long and they never worked for us, right? So then it's up to us. Now you're gonna have to teach him. You're gonna have to take what we're teaching you, you know, and basically give that knowledge unto your father, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, because even the Bible says I know more than my elders because I study the scripts. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to run down game to your pops, but he was supposed to be running down game to you.
Right. And the thing about that too, like you said, the 5%ers might have some of this knowledge, but they grab a little from here, a little from there, and it's just not solid. But when you ascribe to just the Bible and you study just the Bible, you're a lot more solid in your foundation, right? You don't let yourself. What? No, that's cool. But yeah, but you got a flyer? Yeah. Have you ever had any questions about the Bible? You want anything ever, pop up in your head that you want answered, or?
I got a lot of questions.
Yeah,
hey. The stage is just soaking up.
Yeah, bro. If you got any questions, we're out here to answer those questions to the best of our ability. So, I mean, hey, shoot, anything you got right now? Hey, real quick, hey, Hispanics are Israelites, bro. Someone give them a flyer. Look into that flyer, bro.
Hey,
what's up?
I got two questions.
Yeah, we'll deal with the first one.
What made you guys specifically tap into this topic, right?
Hey.
And two, where did you guys find your source? And how credible is your source?
Right. Hey, this is funny that he asked this because just last night, the brother was filming all of us actually. He was going around and asking that same question: how do we come into this truth, right? So I mean, I could give you just a very basic rundown. It's pretty similar to a lot of these brothers, but if at the end of the day, we was on YouTube, right? And for some reason or not, a YouTube video popped up of this exact thing, of people out here with Bibles and teaching the truth of the Bibles, right? Reading scriptures that you've never even heard before, right? And breaking it down. And the people in those videos, the Israelites in those videos, they were able to confound anyone who came up against them, right? And that was just, to me personally, that was compelling, right? Because I play this game where I try to debunk them as well, right? I watch as many videos as I can, just waiting for someone to slip up, and it just never happened, right? And the more I tried to debunk it, the more I started learning and actually going into it, and it just started clicking with me as well, right? So that's probably a very similar story to all these people you see up here, right? And you see, it was a walk, right? So we start with the videos, and after a while we start learning about God. We start learning our true heritage again, right? We got preached that, you know, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Israelites of the Bible, that salvation only pertains to the Israelites, that Jesus didn't love everyone, contrary to popular belief, right? That God doesn't love everyone, contrary to popular belief, right? We started displaying myths about virgin birth and just all these misconceptions that people have on the Bible, because like I said earlier, because of the religions, right? Because of Christianity and Catholicism. We're entering into a covenant with the Most High God who led us out of Egypt, right? Start at 15.
But it will come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is when Moses was giving the children of Israel the commandments, right? And he's basically saying, this is a part of the contract that we signed with God. If we listen to all the commandments that he gave us, if we just did what he told us to do, that we would have blessings come upon us. And Deuteronomy 28 from verse 1 to 15, it's a list of blessings. But from verse 15 to 68, it's a list of curses. Finish that out.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It's prophesied that curses will come upon the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, I just told you that one of those curses is the transatlantic slave trade. So let's just go into that. Bring that up. 68. But like I said, from 15 to 68 is a laundry list of curses that only apply to our people, right? Curses like single-parent households, right? Curses like in the cities, we will be the tail, and every other nation around us will be the head. And we see that play out in our communities, right? We've been in our communities for 30, 40 years, and our people haven't had the economic mobility that someone like an East Indian or maybe a Chinese person, they come in our communities, they open up these businesses, they start oppressing us, right? And they're able to very quickly move up socially, economically, right? But us who've been here way longer than any other nation, the Northern Kingdom, the indigenous Northern, Central, and Southern Indians, we're not granted that same mobility, and that just goes back to these curses, right? But let's get to 68.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Bring it out. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
That said, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. I just reminded you that we had just left Egypt, right? So when he's saying he will bring thee into Egypt again, it's basically a metaphor, right? Because he's going to go on to say that we weren't going to see the land of Egypt again, but like I told you, the children of Israel were in slavery in Egypt. So that's what he's referring to. Keep reading.
With ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Exactly. So he was saying that we wouldn't see that Egypt again. So this is a different Egypt. Bring that out. I could show you the Egypt that he's talking about, because, like I said, one of those characteristics is slavery. So bring that on, Revelation.
It's in Revelations 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
This is prophesying that the Israelites, that our dead bodies will lie in the street of a great city,
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So this great city is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. We got those two descriptions. So again, easily, Egypt. What was Egypt known for? Yeah, in the Bible.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Bring it out from again.
This is Revelation 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So this is referring to a great city, and it said spiritually it's called Sodom and Egypt. Now, let me ask you again, what was Egypt known for, especially in the Bible and especially for the Israelites? What was Moses and his people doing in Egypt? We were serving slavery. We were enslaved to the Egyptians. Right. And the Most High made a point to break us, to free us from that slavery. But that's what Egypt conjures to mind in the biblical sense. Slavery, the house of bondage. Actually, someone get that real quick. Get the house of bondage. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the other side of that, it said spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So, do you know anything about Sodom? Sodom and Gomorrah, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah?
The city of God destroyed.
Right, and what was the sin of Sodom? Why were they destroyed? Why did the Most High?
I do know they was committing all types of adultery shit. Excuse my language.
No, you good, bro. But what was the main type of adultery that they was known for? That really just tipped it over the edge.
If I'm
just say it. You could say it.
I do know it was gays.
Right.
You know,
there we go.
I don't want to. You feel me? I'm just trying to put it in a better perspective.
That's what it is in the Bible. It was homosexuality. That was the sin of Sodom. So, when it's referring to a great city that spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, right? That spiritually conjures up slavery and homosexuality. What great city on earth do we know that extols both those things? Well, wouldn't you say that America was founded on slavery, and nowadays it goes on to extol homosexuality, the same sin as Sodom?
So not city, what country?
Right. No, it's referring to it as a city, but
so you referring
just a land, a place.
I mean, just think about it. Like when we were growing up, they would like throw little subtle shit in like Disney movies that we really could. It was like hidden in plain sight, right? But as more and more as our generation faded away and the new ones came in, now you can't turn on a goddamn show without somebody being gay, right? Without them throwing it in front of your face, right? Or without them showing you. They got books out now called the Gay BCs. Tommy Has Two Dads. Like what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But that's here in America, right? And everybody wants to follow the standard of America, the home of the brave.
Right.
So now that we got that figured out, that Egypt, spiritually Egypt, that America is referred to as spiritually Egypt, we could read this with a new lens. Bring it out.
Exodus 20 and 2.
Hispanics and African Americans are Israelites.
That's right.
Did they get a flyer? No one gave the citizen flyer? Some go give them a flyer.
Alright. Exodus 20 and 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So that's it, very plainly telling you that Egypt is known as the house of bondage, right? So let's go back to 68. Be sold, but not just unto anybody. It says unto our
enemy.
Who were we sold to?
We sold to the Americans.
And who are the Americans? Europeans. The white man. We're sold. So the Bible just called the Europeans or the white man our enemies, right? And that was all here in the Bible that's been sitting in our house collecting dust.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, ain't it? Right? And like I said, I just showed you the prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade in this Bible. So there has to be something divine about this Bible, right? And it makes it even more special. Get Deuteronomy 76. It makes it even more special because guess what? This Bible isn't for everybody. This Bible was given to us from our ancestors.
That's right.
Right? It's like a family heirloom. It's the only heirloom that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans actually can attain and can have. Right? We might not have land. Right, we might not get passed down the family will or the fund or anything, but we got these scriptures that were passed down to us, and that's way greater than anything that any any physical or material thing that we could have been handed. Right? We were given these scriptures, right? We were given a God. The God of the Bible is exclusively the God of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let me show you that. Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Again, Deuteronomy, this is Moses speaking to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
For thou art an holy people, only the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Look at how it describes us. It describes us as a holy people. The word holy means set apart, a special people. He has chosen us. Those are great words to hear from the Most High God. Right. Keep going.
Unto himself.
Unto himself. We are the Most High God's exclusively.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Not only that, but in the eyes of God, we are above all people on the face of this earth. Ain't that a great thing? Don't you just feel above these other nations? No, of course you do, right?
Everybody knows, man. It's okay to say it. Who is better, Larry Bird or Michael Jordan? All praise.
Michael Jordan. You can count those questions back to back. It's always going to be the Israelite, right? We're always going to be the greatest at everything we do, and it's just crazy because we come from such low conditions, right? But that's because of the curses, right? That's because we failed to obey the Most High God, right? And we were put in that predicament. It says that God is like it refers to him as our Father, right? So if you think about it in that aspect. If we don't obey our Father and he gives us an ass whooping, he's justified in that, ain't he? Right? And that's just correction. He's just showing us tough love, right? He wants better for us. So every time he sees us go off, he might give you a little back. He might pop the back of your head, right? But that's just because he wants you to be on track, right? And that's the love that he has shown our people, right? And like I said, exclusively. So even though he has to put a whooping to our backside, he still thinks that we're above all these other nations. Right?
This is Proverbs chapter 23 verse 13. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall For if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
Right. When you show your son correction, you don't want him to die. You don't want your kid to be out here being a dumbass, right? And doing whatever he thinks whatever he wants. So if he doesn't get beat, if he doesn't get that backhand every now and then, he's not gonna have the correction to steer him to the right. Because at the end of the day, we're kids. We're kids in the Most High's eye, right? And we run around doing kiddish things to the Most High, right? When he sees us sinning, right? When he sees a grown man shave his face to look like a little boy, right? When he sees his people eating swine, that is dangerous to us, right? That makes the blacks and Hispanics the highest in blood pressure, right? In heart disease, and in all that. That's very childish to the Most High. So he has to treat us like children, and he has to give us these curses so we can get right.
Here goes a better one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 30 verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on his sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee. So bring sorrow to thine heart. So if you love your kids, whoop your ass. That's what the Bible. Whoop their ass. That's what the Bible says.
Exactly, spare the rod, spoil the child. And we even see that, right? Because if the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Most High God's children, that means these other nations aren't his children. So if he didn't correct us the way he corrects us, we'd be walking around here like white people, like having that type of that pride, that the violence, and because don't get it wrong, our people might be violent and we might have hatred towards each other, but that's learned behavior. We had to learn that from somebody, and when we were in slavery, we saw that play out in front of our eyes, right? And right, that divide, even back then, we saw that play out, and that's just ingrained in us, right? So this was learned behavior from the white man, from our oppressors, from the people who are over us, right? We aren't like these people. You could just look at people like him walk by. We are not like him at all.
That's right.
No, you're red, bro. You're red. The sun hates you.
That's right.
When the sun shines on me, I get brown and beautiful.
That's right.
The sun.
Right? How necessary. You think that Lord.
I think it's very necessary. I just read to you the Bible calling them people our enemies.
I understand.
Right? So how we gonna let them walk past us? Not that I didn't even really do much. So I just said that the son hates it. Right?
Yeah. But what I read, and just the Bible gives me guys, right? It's self-awareness of who I am.
Very much so. Very much so. We out here for our people and our people only.
That's right. But my perception.
Yeah. What's up?
And I appreciate this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of us need this. But I don't think that I would.
You would what?
Or another. Once I become aware, I would apply that into my being. Right? But I don't need. You know what I mean? That's just an example. You see a play before it happens. Right? You see a car crash right before it happens. That's still right or left to save your life, right? Right. What will make you keep going?
I just want to know what caused that switch in you that made you react to that the way I treated that man. Because I've showed you nothing but love.
And I'm sure
anybody who comes up here who's an Israelite, I'm gonna show them nothing but love.
Right. Everyone love, even though you're away from
is it smart?
Who I am, I want to provide it physically, verbal abuse like that. I would only intake that, like I said, and apply it in my life. Right. Maneuver. You don't need to bring up the ones who want to hear. Right. So I don't need to shame the ones, even if they are my enemy. My enemy know he's my enemy. Right. I don't need to bring that to his attention.
No, but look, they don't
just my perspective on that.
I get where the brother's coming from, but this is the thing, right? Most of his attention was where? On you, right? You know what I'm saying? A brother brought out a scripture, and just so happens, after he says about your enemy, and you say, yes, Europeans, one walks past, and he just says what? The sun hates you, but it doesn't hate you. He was just using that as an example, that's it. Because at the end of the day, we don't give a damn about them, we're out here for you. So, you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, like, you know what I'm saying, we ain't got to take the attention on you, but I think the brother only did that just because, just so happens, the Most High had them just walk past right after he said that verse. You got it. Go ahead.
Right? And like I was saying, let me break that down to you, because even that is a byproduct of slavery, right? Because when we see our oppressor, we don't feel like he deserves any recompense for what he did. All I did was say that the son hated that man, and it's very much evident, right? But during slavery, they gave us this image of a white Messiah, and they said, this is your Savior, this is Jesus Christ, and you need to bow down to him or we're gonna kill you. And they did that for centuries, right? With this image. And what that did to us mentally is now we're walking around and we're looking at them like they're our God, like they're our Savior, right? It was a type of a psychological mind games that they played with us, right? And I'm just saying, what you showed right there was a byproduct of that, whether if you were subconscious of it or not, right? Because why would you defend who the Bible calls your enemy?
That's a
words?
personal opinion. That's not a fact.
What?
What you just said.
What's a personal? What's a personal?
That's your perspective of what I just did.
Right.
In reality,
yeah.
While I was doing,
I would say my very best guess would be that's where that comes from, right? Because how wise is it to love all people?
How wise?
Yeah.
Very wise.
It's very wise to love.
Very wise. So you have to live in a society with them. We're not in a world by ourselves.
So real quick, would you love a pedophile?
Would I love him?
Yeah.
I don't know the act.
No, how you going back to your own word?
No. Because I'm learning. This is what just a self-experience. I'm learning not to judge a person and wait, because I'm not God. And I might disagree with a lot of things of action which, because a lot of people disagree with what I do, that I think is right? But that don't mean I'm gonna focus on what a person does wrong. I don't even care. I see through it. If I'm knowledgeable, if I'm lost, then it would catch my attention. Then I'm caught on the loop. But if I'm already here, why do I need to stay here? That's where you're going. You stop.
I understand.
You stop feeding me just to tell.
No, I use him as an example to feed you. So I mean, come on, you can't say
that. Still does not.
Hey, bro.
Excuse that you just did that.
Why do our people cap so much for Esau, bro? This is so crazy.
I don't care no much. I care. That wasn't a sign of peace, brother.
We have no peace with them.
I don't care for him. When I came here, I walked past 1,000 white people, right? I don't even care that they there next to me. I stopped where? Here.
Like I said, and they walk past and I ignore them and I've been focusing on you.
And I can agree with you and do the same thing to every. So when I walk up from you, should I do that to every white person that walk past me?
You're gonna do whatever the Most High compels you, right? Just like the Most High compelled this brother to use that man as an example.
And I'm not one to judge or shame. I was just bringing out, like, you know, just seeing the difference of what I just saw there. That's it. I'm not against you or anything because I'm still here.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm still here. Don't think I'm lost or against you because I'm not. We all got our opinions. You know
and this is a teachable moment because right now what you have said is you don't feel like you should judge anybody, right? Do you think?
I'm not the judge.
But does the Bible tell us to judge people? Ooh, bring that up. That's a Tupac lyric. Most people hear that Tupac lyric, only God could judge me, and they took that to heart. They think that that's in the Bible. That's a Tupac lyric that is not in the Bible. That goes against what the Bible says. Bring that up.
1 Corinthians 2:15. But he that is spiritual, judgeth all things.
Judgeth all things. Right?
In what aspect?
Judgeth all things.
All things.
Right?
What aspect? You telling me to judge all things, but what in what aspect should I judge?
In righteousness.
Righteousness and in wisdom. The righteousness and the wisdom of the Bible.
Now let me ask you this. You also said that you wasn't God. I agree with you, but are you a God?
I am.
Okay, so okay, cool. So if you are a God, right, is a God not a ruler and a judge?
Yeah.
Psalms 82 and 6.
And you think it's wise to love all people. Does God love all people? Or does he hate people? Hey, blacks and Hispanics are Israelites.
That's right.
And white people are going into slavery.
That's right.
So you are. He did judge.
He what?
God judged.
No. I said
He didn't love all people.
He does.
Because there was certain class of people that defied him.
But he
is still dead up.
bring that out.
Still dead though.
Bring that out, and I'll show you that it's not even about
He
anything.
classified him as being a child of mine. It's what you. This is my understanding. You correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I felt like God was a prime example of love.
But you see, right there, you said you felt like that, right? And of course, the Bible shows aspects where God shows love, but that love is very selective. He says he only loves the children of Israel.
That's right.
Bring out with
This is Malachi 1 and verse 3. And I hated Esau. This is Malachi 1 and verse 1.
This is a prophet of the Most High God, Malachi.
The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. Verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
So this is God telling us, I have loved you, but you keep, the children of Israel keep asking, where has God loved us? Right? We're going through all these curses and all these conditions.
Prime example, you remember Boys in the Hood? Ice Cube, when he said, man, if God was real, why shit so fucked up, right? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that's going into. Our minister society, my bad. Boys in the Hood, man, he got it though.
Right. And that's our people, right? We'll look up and pray and be like, why are we going through this? But God loves us and he told us this. Keep going.
I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
This is going into Jacob and Esau. Like I told you, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are descendants of Jacob, the man who wrestled with God and with the angel and had his name changed into Israel. Esau would be the modern day Caucasian man. So this is saying that the Most High God loved Israel, but he hated Esau. Bring that out again.
And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage wait for the dragons of the wilderness.
He hated them so much that he made their mountains and their heritage wait. He destroyed their living quarters, right? Where they dwelt at. He took it all down to ruin. Keep going.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
And those Caucasians said, yeah, we might be going through hell right now, but we're going to return. We're going to rebuild these places. But God had plans differently.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
He just took it a step further. Not only does he hate Esau, but he said that they are the border of wickedness, and they are a people against whom he has indignation forever. Right?
And this is the thing, right? Did you ever notice that when they come down to white people, right? They assume everybody's identity. They go, what do they go and do? They'll go into somebody's land, run them the hell up out of there, and then say, oh, we're them people. Try to call themselves all these different names, or I'm German, I'm this, I'm that. But then when you go back and you look like ancient Rome, right? It was first black people there, right? You know what I'm saying? But then they ran them out. And the Bible calls them a continual vagabond, meaning they don't have a home. So what do? They just go around and steal shit from everybody else.
So very plainly, I just showed you that God hates a particular people on the earth. So look, if it's wise for God to hate a particular people on the earth, wouldn't you say it'd be wise for you to do the same thing?
That's
right. Hey. You can't gainsay. You can't gainsay it.
That hate word strong. You know what I mean? I do see that. I do see the perspective.
He doubled down. Because look, he said not just hate. He said an indignation. And look,
Okay, so look, so check this out. So let me ask you this. What's your name? Prince. How you doing? I'm Taz, right? You said you don't put all white people in the same box, right? You remember Muhammad Ali, right? He had an interview. I think he was on Donahue, and he said, "What? If I'm in a pit full of snakes, right? Am I going? If it's 1,000 snakes, right? Am I going to try and this one's good, that one's bad? Hell no, I'm just going to run away from all of that. Right. There hasn't been a time in history historically shown that what? Whenever the damn white man is around, it's fucked up for us.
I'm on public property. I know it's
Yeah, I forgot. You said was I my father or something like that. Well, what I'm telling you is we are our ancestors, and the proof of it is that something said it was going to happen to them.
You see what I'm saying?
A long time ago, and then we come, and then those things are put on us.
Of course.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
From a more spiritual.
Right. So, and also it says that they got to pay for the iniquities of their fathers. Let me bring that up. Read it.
This is Numbers 14 and verse 18. The Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving the iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers, right? Iniquity is what? Sin, right? Okay, go ahead, bro.
The Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving the iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
So they say he avenged the iniquity of the father upon the children. That's why the hell your people went in slavery and everything happened to them, right? So this is the thing, right? They got to be equal, right? If God's chosen people have to go through, you know what I'm saying, all this, you mean to tell me the people who did it to them don't have to? You know, so that's all we were saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's your name again? Prince? All right, Prince.
I'm full of spot.
All praises.